You got to give yourself that pep talk. I would do whatever it takes to make sure that I get whatever it is that I want. I obviously don't want it bad enough if I ain't doing what it takes to get it, because I don't got it. Sometimes you got to cut people off. You got to cut people out. You got to reroute. You must have thought that it was going to work this way, but in all actuality, you need it to work a different way, or God may have a different plan. I got out of a breakup before, and I was like, how am I going to get through this?
Hey y'all, it's SheSoHollyhood with Hollyhood Politikz Podcast by Alexis Simone, where we discuss real, raw, true, and uncut, God, good gossip, hot tea, and perfect points. Hollyhood Politikz, Politikin The Right Way. Catch up, keep up, because you don't want to miss an episode.
Welcome to episode 4, y'all. So we are here today, and I'm out of breath. I know the scenery look a little bit different, but we're going to do this podcast a little different today. So I may sound out of breath, but baby, I'm determined. So we're going to talk about determination, manifestation, willpower, boundaries, and some more shit. As soon as I get up these stairs. What I've noticed is that sometimes you just have to get up and fucking go. Whether it be by yourself or with somebody, a friend, whoever. Woo! Girl, I ain't worked out in so damn long. But this morning, I was like, I need to just go. Just get the fuck up and go. Sometimes you don't want to keep going, but once you start and you just do it, you'll be up at the top, baby. Look at that. Woo! Up at the top. Hold on. We made it, boo. We made it to the top. Yeah, this is my view. So sometimes you just gotta go to the top, even if you don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, thug it out. When you make it to the top, you'll feel so good and you'll have a better view. And that's all I'm saying. Like, we just gotta do things that make us, feel good, look good, and get better views in life. And the bitch is tired. Let's go. I got my baby with me today. Say hi. Hi. So sometimes we may have kids, we may have things that we have to do, but we have to learn how to navigate and, just get through life the right way so that we can have everything that we need. Sometimes when you get up to the top, you got to get back down. You never know, like, what obstacles you may get at the top. Just because you make it to the top don't mean, like, okay, I'm at the top now. No, like, you still got to work. Still got to be humble and work for it. Sometimes you're going to fall. But it's just a matter of getting yourself back up, whether it be now, later, next week. As long as you're able to see, like, okay, I fell down, so I got to pick myself back up. You feel me? And that's where your boundaries come in. You really just got to make sure, like, okay, this is what will work for me. This is what's not going to work for me. This is what I want to work for me. And see, like, okay, so now I got to prioritize. Or now I got to put this boundary up so I can get what I need to do done. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, like, I've noticed, like, I like to do a lot of creative tasks, a lot of creative skills, but, like, you have to be consistent. If you're not consistent, then it's not going to work out for you. So with the consistency and the boundary setting, like, you could literally do anything. Like, you know what I mean? So I've been up at night, can't sleep, and came up with, like, so many business ideas, but it's like, you got these ideas, but how are you going to implement them? How are you going to keep this shit going and flowing? You feel me? Woo! Damn. Woo! Sometimes, we're going to have to take breaks because we're only one person. It's not like we have a whole team. Until you build that team, you got to be the team for your fucking self. At the end of the day, like, manager, assistant, creative, director, editor, all that. You just got to find out, like, what balances you out, what works for you. And if you need that break, that's what you got to do. It's called self-care, like, and that's important because if you're tired, the person that's running the business, how's the business going to be ran? How are you going to be a mom How are you going to go to work? How are you going to do things that you have to do if you're tired? So yeah, whenever we at the top, sometimes we're going to fall down. You know, sometimes we're going to need that break. Sometimes you're going to need that day to reset. You feel me? And it's just a matter of how you doing it, you know, with who you doing it, why you doing it, can you keep up, you know, doing it and stuff like that. So a lot of the times, like, I would be distant with my family or like friends, and it's like you don't know if they fuck with you, if they take it personal or not. You feel me? And you'll know if they not gonna fuck with you, depending on if they take it personal or not. So sometimes you gotta cut people off, you gotta cut people out, you gotta reroute. You know, you must have thought that it was gonna work this way, but in all actuality, you need it to work a different way, or God may have a different plan for you, depending on what the fuck it is. You feel me? So this morning I'm like, you know, you haven't been posting, you haven't been on your shit, like you're not liking how your body looking. So you could complain about it all day, but what are you gonna do about it? You feel me? And so I be thinking to myself, like, bitch, just get up. Whether you wanna go or not, get up. Put something on. As long as you start that first step, all the other steps will follow behind. You know what I think about? I think about if I wanted it bad enough, I would do whatever it takes to make sure that I get whatever it is that I want. I obviously don't want it bad enough if I ain't doing what it takes to get it because I don't got it. So once I started looking at things like that, that kind of motivates me. You got to give yourself that pep talk. Once you give yourself that pep talk, you create the boundaries, you know, learn how to navigate through your obstacles. Baby, it's a wrap for everybody. For real though. And don't nobody gotta believe in you. You don't even gotta believe in you. You know who gonna believe in you? Is God. And God already know your plan. He already know what you want. He already know how to guide you. So at the end of the day, all you gotta do is put in the work. You know, all of that. Oh, I don't feel motivated. All right, you don't gotta feel motivated. Just put in the work. You want to see them results. You know, God know your plan. So it's like it's bound to go right. You feel me? So I don't know. Life is hard. It's not easy. We don't have a handbook or all the answers. But at the end of the day, everything is gonna work out. Period. In every way. As long as you put in that work, create them boundaries for yourself, for others, and whoever don't understand, that's on them. At the end of the day, it's your life, your way, how you want it. And you know, I had got out of a breakup before. I'm not gonna say when for y'all get to calculate shit, but I got out of a breakup before, and I was like, how am I gonna get through this? I'm like, how am I gonna get through this? You know? And it's just like, why don't you look at it like this? This is a fresh start to what you want. This is not building, nigga. You feel me? This is a fresh start to what you want. So that means that the next man, you could get everything that you want. You ain't gotta settle because you don't know that person. They probably don't know you or whatever. Like, and it's just a new, I gotta look at it like a fresh way of starting over. And so I give that example to say, like, you could revamp your fucking business as many times as you want to. The way you want it, how you want it, because you the creator, you the executive, you the CEO. So, you know, anytime you need a revamp or a reset, it's okay. We have to stop letting ourselves feel like we're falling short because we're not where the next person is. Like, as long as you believe in yourself, who the fuck gives a fuck at the end of the motherfucking day? I'm like, let me get up, get myself together, go on a walk, whatever I gotta do. And then once you do it and you're done, you feel so much better. Like, you're not even worried about whatever it was prior to the, you know what I'm saying? Look at me. Oh, see, let me tell you something. My son probably think I'm crazy. Let me tell y'all something. I've been working out since I was in middle school. And let me say something about consistency. When you don't have that consistency, you're not going to see the results. But as soon as you start getting into the groove of things, those are when the results start trembling in. You start seeing, okay, well, this is how it should have been playing out, or this is how it's actually playing out because I'm putting in this real work. And I have to tell myself, like, you cannot sit up and cry over spilled milk, and you can't sit up and cry over something that you asked for. You feel me? And so, obviously, if you want to be a big bitch, then you don't work out. But if you don't, then you get your ass up and you put in that work. And so I don't know, like I would literally sit up and talk to myself and talk my way through life because if you don't, who is gonna do it? Like nobody can really do it how you could do it because you know what you want, you know who you are, you know how you are, you know why you want things to be the way that they want to be. So that's why I feel like that's where real boss bitch vibes come from or come in, and real boss nigga vibes come in because you're able to differentiate. I don't know if that's how you even fucking say it, but you're able to, you know, distinguish what works for you, what fucking don't work for you, which want to work for you, and you're able to implement it the way that you know how because it's coming directly from the source. That's all I'm saying. Like, and it's easier said than done a lot of the times. But literally, people ask me like, "How do you keep going? How do you have all these ideas? How could you balance and manage?" Well, at the end of the day, you just gotta do it. You know, you want that better life. It's just like you're not even asking yourself why you doing what you're doing. You're just fucking doing it because you know that you have to. You feel me? So it's kind of like a routine and a habit. And we have to create positive routines and habits. Sometimes you're going to be out here doing it rough. Sometimes you're going to be out here looking like the finest shit to walk on earth. But baby, as long as you're getting that shit done, that's all that matters. So I just really want to get on here and talk to you guys about, you know, that self-pep talk, that motivation, that determination that we all need. And, you know, just those boundaries that you have to set, whether it's cutting everybody off, like I said, or just, you know, maybe getting a planner and like, this is what I have to do, but this is what I'm going to prioritize first. This is what I expect out of you to the way I need you to treat me through whatever I'm going through to get what I need to get done. You know, you have to tell people what you want. Because, baby, you could make it Burger King and you can really have it your way. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. Like, whatever lifestyle you want, you're going to get if you put in that work, if you set them boundaries, and if you be positive and give yourself those pep talks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and finish this workout, head out. I hope this message sits well with y'all. And stay tuned for the next episode because it's only going to get realer, baby. It's different. It's different.